And we are back with another episode of Two Collectors and Beyond podcast. Just FYI, fortunately, Eddie had to deal with a few Karens today, so he will not be joining us. But we are joined by Mr. Aesthetics One, also known as John.
What's up, guys?
What's up, John?
Yeah. Good, man. How you doing, brother?
All good, man. So real quick, before we get into this interview with John, just a little quick ad segment. We have a 10% discount code for OG Nerd. So that's on ognerdlife.com. You get 10% off your whole entire purchase there. You got some sweet hats, shirts, socks, and even stuff for your lady friend. Also with OG Nerd, we have a little Halloween contest going on. So far, we are in round 2, going into round 3. I've seen some phenomenal shots. Don't forget, guys, there is a cash money prize for this for first place. As well as second place will have a t-shirt of their choice. Plus first place also gets a guest spot on the podcast, which is pretty cool. But yeah, with us today, we have Aesthetics. I met Aesthetics weirdly on one of our lives.
Yeah, I know. That story is just always hilarious to me, man. Like,
he just swooped in there, threw in the answer for the contest, won the figure, and just left.
Yeah, so just to kind of give a rundown of what happened. Literally, I was chilling on my computer. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I should hear you guys live. I thought, let's see what's up. Jumped in there, and you were doing like a giveaway for a Goldar figure. And I was like, oh, okay, like, let me see if I can win this, you know? And then you asked the question, like, name all 5 Rangers, but like their real names, you know, from the original Morphin Power Rangers. And I just like, Google. Like I typed it really poorly. Like half the names were like spelled like terribly, and I won. Yeah, and then I was like, oh shit, cool.
No, but you did good, dude. You did good. I mean, it was an easy question. Honestly, anyone could have done what you did, but you just did it faster.
Yeah, I mean, well, luckily since I was on my computer, it was just like that. You know what I mean? If I was on my phone, I would have to back out Google, but I was literally sitting right here, just like typing it.
Lucky bastard.
I know. Appreciate that, but yeah, man. But hey, man, it led to a good friendship, dude. So.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, John, we just want to ask you a couple questions, interview you, see your thought process on a few things, and then in the Beyond section, we're gonna have some fun and talk about a few interesting subjects. Unfortunately, every time we try to talk about Doom Patrol, Eddie isn't here.
I know, man. Yeah. I feel like that's the main reason why he's like, oh crap, they're gonna try to convince me today. Yeah, I got some Karens to deal with, so I can't be here.
Yeah,
we'll get him, man. We'll get him.
Oh, either way, he's gonna watch this.
Yeah, he'll be like, you know what? Oh, there you go. See, and then he'll probably be like, you know what? I get it. Like, I'll give it a shot. You know, we'll get into that later.
All right, brother. Well, first question I have for you is, what does your collection consist of, and how'd you get started?
Yeah, of course. Man, it's kind of bounced all over the place, to be honest. But it mainly consists of, I do a lot of DC Direct, you know, RIP DC Direct. They're awesome. But I do a lot of their figures. I do a lot of Black Series, actually. A lot of Star Wars stuff. Another thing that I've really been diving into is the NECA stuff, mainly like Predators, some Terminator stuff. And now I'm absolutely obsessed with all the Jazzware Halo stuff. So that's like the next thing on my list that I want to really start collecting. I mean, they just released their first wave, so I'm already stoked with the Master Chief figure and a couple of the Spartans. So I'm hoping that stuff starts rolling out. But yeah, mainly DC, NECA, and then I have a few Mezcos. I got 2 of them. You guys got me on the Mezcos, and I get it. You know, I'm a believer now because for a while it was a running joke that I was like the anti-Mezco. I wasn't anti-Mezco. I just never owned one. So but holding one is a little different, obviously.
Yeah, it's different. It's a different game changer there.
It is, for sure. It's life, right?
You know? Yeah. So how'd you get started?
Dude, I feel like everyone has this story. Well, at least the people that just started. Quarantine, man. Quarantine just caught everyone into this hobby. But funny story is, like, before the toy game, I was not into collecting toys at all. Like, I remember even, like, my brother always gives me shit for this. He's always like, dude, I remember when you were, like, anti-toy. I'm not, like, I was a comic guy. Like, I collected books. I collected statues, you know, but I just didn't really collect figures, you know, it just wasn't my thing. I was online and I saw a few people posting about toy photography, and then there was a really viral video of Sergeant Bananas talking about the toy photography. I think I saw another video of Sir Dork and his stuff, and I was like, holy crap, like this is really cool, you know. And with me having a film background, because I went to film school, I did the film thing for maybe 3 4 years, kind of fell out of it, but I always had an appreciation for creating that kind of art, like and seeing people take figures and characters that we all love and kind of creating like their own, I don't know, their own like picture or like photo of it, like where you create your own environment. It just intrigued me, dude. I was like, dude, this is so cool. So back in February, I started looking at some of the DC Direct toys, and I was like, damn, this Red Hood is so awesome. I remember telling my girlfriend, like, I think I want to buy this. And then for Valentine's Day, she bought me a Red Hood, and I was like, oh shit. And I took a picture of it with the death of Jason Todd, because again, I was a comic collector mainly. I had the comic right behind him. I took a picture of it and I posted it, and the guy who sculpted that Red Hood figure, his name's Paul Harding. He was the one. He reposted it and commented on everything. I was like, holy crap! Like, and I was like, dude, like this is kind of fun. Like, I kind of want to do what's like people like Sarah Dork is doing, and like let's see if I can blow some stuff up and like take some pictures and and I bought a couple of the McFarlane Halo figures, like the 5.5-inch ones. Yeah, and like I lit off some explosives. I took some pictures, and after that, I was hooked. I was like, dude, this is so cool. And my aesthetic one page originally was just a photography graphic design page. Like that's all I would post is like my graphic design work and my photography work. So after I started posting more toy photos on there, like my buddy was like, dude, you should just make this a straight up toy photography page. All right, maybe, I don't know. And I was like, you know what? Like, screw it. Why not? Let's just go for it. So that was back in like the end of February, like February 28th is when I officially converted it to a toy photography page. And after that, like, I started buying toys because like it was like in my way, I saw them as actors in a way, like, oh, this figure is like gonna be in this scene, this figure is gonna be in this scene. But dude, honestly, after buying all these figures, I started to just appreciate toys, man. And like I again, coming from a guy that was like not really into toys because I don't know, it just wasn't really my thing. Now I have hundreds of toys. Like I've showed you my collection. It's ridiculous how much stuff I have now. And in a weird way, like toy photography turned me into a toy collector, which is kind of a crazy story. But yeah, man. So I guess in a nutshell, my love for film and my love for these like characters, it was just the perfect match of just being able to do something creative and at the same time like exploring all these characters that we all love, So
Well,
my
that knocks my next question off the list.
yeah.
After
Oh,
your
was it?
start
I'm
in toy
sorry. It was like a
photography.
good. Yeah. So but that's how it pretty much started for sure. It's like I just kind of like yeah. So the question was like how did I start and get into actual toy photography, and that's pretty much how it kind of came about, man. Like it was kind of just a snowball effect. Like I took one photo, I thought it came out good, and I don't know. Especially during that quarantine, we all had so much time, and honestly, like the community was so cool that like it was like a breath of fresh air for me. Like I thought it was really awesome to jump into this community, like be the new guy, like trying to get my follower count up, trying to get exposure and stuff. And yeah, dude, I just kept going with it, man. And honestly, it's something I freaking love now. I buy toys. I don't even take pictures of. I just buy them because they're freaking awesome figures. I just appreciate that culture. So,
Yeah, same here. I honestly I buy my toys just to collect, just because I like the figure, I like the character. Like I fell in love with the Gomez family, with the from Mezco, the roaches.
yeah, yeah,
I know a lot of people don't get it. It's just for me personally, I just love that you could take this character that they designed and just put it into any world, because he doesn't have a story arc. He doesn't have like I belong here but don't belong here. Like this man just fucking teleports into a world, does whatever the
yeah.
hell he wants, and just leaves.
You know,
Um, what were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
yeah. I was gonna say like, honestly, yeah, that's like the beauty of those roaches is that you don't have to worry about like continuity issues or like when does this character interact with this character? Because I've seen some people complain about, hey, that Batman's not supposed to be fighting that Joker. Like those are two different universes. And, for me, I don't care. But like with the Gomez's, you do have a little bit more freedom to kind of do things like that. But I think some of those crossover type posts are the best posts, man. Where like it doesn't really make sense, but it's interesting, But
Yeah, but then again, that is toy photography. It's you making something that wouldn't exist like in a normal film or TV and making it look awesome. It's your own creativity.
For sure. And that's what I'm all about, for sure, man. That's why I love doing crossovers and things like that.
Yeah, I'm waiting for your Marty McFly crossovers.
Oh, dude, I know. I took a Predator shot yesterday because I know everyone usually posts on Wednesday, so I was like, all right, let's knock out a shot really quick. I'm actually excited to post this one, so I'll show it to you later, though.
All right. Well, you just to add in another question there. You've recently become a jack of all trades. Now you're doing graphic designs. You were recently doing a podcast, and now you're doing shirts, man. So you're designing your own shirts, and you're living the dream, bro. Tell us a little about it.
I'm trying, man. Yeah, so about a year and a half ago, I got into graphic design. I went to school for it. I got like certified in like Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, what is the page layout one called now? The one that no one cares about, InDesign, even though that's like a very industry standard thing. And yeah, like in a way, once I got my certifications and all that, like I do graphic design for a living. So I sell t-shirts online. If you guys want to see my work, I have 2 pages right now. One of them is film.tees. If you go on our Instagram, you can go there. And then we also have another one called Retro Aesthetics. So Film Tees is more like film related t-shirts. So since I was in the film industry, me and my buddy, we started a brand that specifically catered to them. Retro Aesthetics is more pop culture. It's a little bit more free. It's like I have a little bit more fun with that because it's like stuff that we can all relate to. So, but yeah, I kind of jumped into t-shirt making stuff just to make some money on the side while I was, furloughed for a while. And yeah, man, I'm just rolling those out now. And the good thing about toy photography, it actually really helped with my graphic design stuff because I use Photoshop every day now when I'm taking photos. If I need to cut things out, if I need to edit certain things, being able to utilize something that's like a career and mixing it in with hobby is like as fun, So yeah, man, it's I'm trying to kind of like find my niche here, trying to like find my path, but that's like the fun part, like trying to figure out your path and everything like that. So I'm just enjoying it.
Yeah, but it's not a bad thing to dip your toes into like different waters and try different things out, man, because you never know.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
So you said Photoshop. So jumping into Photoshop into that section, how do you come up with your ideas? Because sometimes you have very explosive and different ideas that I've seen from other people.
You know what? I'm not afraid to admit this, but I get inspired by the community, man. I am not like ashamed to say that I see people's photos. I'm like, holy crap, that's amazing. That kind of inspires me to do this, or that kind of inspires me to do that. And I don't flat out copy people's work because, of course, I mean, we all get inspired by people's stuff, and a lot of times, I see other people's work, and I'm like, holy crap, like I want to try that kind of light. Oh, I want to try explosives and that kind of way. And I think that's the beautiful thing about this community is most people are really open to that kind of stuff, inspiring each other. But other than, I mean, that's one way. But honestly, there are times where I'll just be sitting there and I kind of have a shot in mind, and I'm like, and don't be afraid to write your stuff down because it helps. Like, because there's stuff that you'll have and it's like a passing thought, and if you forget that, it sucks. You might have some like golden shot in your head that you might forget about. So I always like, if I do think of something, I'll definitely write it down. I mean, a lot of the times, man, it's like my style is very, I try to make it as cinematic as possible. So watching movies, TV shows, there's so many amazing shots out there. So that's usually what's going on in my head when I do create certain shots. I just noticed, and then this is kind of obvious, but when you do jump into a shot, when you have an idea like how exactly you want the shot to look, obviously it's a lot easier to execute because there are times when I'm out there, I'm just like putting my toys in certain spots. I'm like, man, this isn't working. planning. Like, it is better to pre-plan, but sometimes shots just come out of nowhere, like I'll knock out a shot in like 20 minutes. And I'm just like, well, damn, like that already looks good. Like I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, sometimes just busting out your figure, playing around with it, like testing its limitations, checking out the accessories. Sometimes you're like, oh shit, I can actually do this, this, and this, and this.
Yeah. And of course, that's where articulation is important, man. Like one of the hardest things, in my opinion, is to make the shot, like make the figures look natural. Like, okay, that's how someone would actually move. And this sounds super corny as hell, but this kind of goes into that question you just asked. Like sometimes I'll sit there just posing my characters, and at times I'll like stand up and like, okay, if I'm going in this type of motion, like where's my arm gonna be? Where's my leg gonna be? Like, we know that Kylo Ren shot, the one that like I just printed it actually recently.
Mm-hmm.
Like that one, I actually like stood there and I was like, okay, if he's gonna be in that pose, like where would his leg be? Where would his hand be? And and sometimes acting it out yourself, you can really get that pose down correctly.
Quick question before I say this joke: Do you own a lightsaber?
I did, but I sold it, unfortunately.
Okay, so I definitely guarantee you stood up, grabbed the broom as a lightsaber, and you're like, all right, if I do this.
Right. Yeah, it will work. And okay, I'll tell you one thing though, but there is a Kylo shot like that where he's going like this, and that's where I was inspired by. So I saw like a shot, a pic, like from another place to get good shots, like in mine. Look up promo art, like not specifically stills from movies, but promo art of movies, and that will definitely inspire you, like how to take a certain shot, because you'll see, like I don't know, seeing people's promo art for certain movies or TV shows, like it definitely like can inspire you to create certain shots and stuff. But yeah, definitely. And when I had my lightsaber, I did do it, man. I had Luke's lightsaber. That's like my favorite lightsaber of all time.
Have you seen this company? It's called DX Sabers, if I'm not mistaken.
I think they aren't they usually at conventions, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
They
they're
have
at conventions, but they've been like pushing their products like really hard on their IG page. If I'm not mistaken, they did a collab recently. I want to say with Toy Pick Community, where
really?
they gave away a lightsaber. I'm not 100% sure, but they're really dope, man. They do everything in house. They create everything in house. They even have a machine to actually like etch out the actual saber, so they can put like your name or any like thing that you want to put in there.
Yeah.
If you want to put like your IG logo, they can even put that in there. And yeah, it's pretty cool company. I'm not sponsored by them.
But if they want to, yeah. But if they want, no, I get you. Yeah, my saber, I just had the Black Series saber. It's kind of funny that it's called the Black Series saber, but it's like the Black Series Luke Skywalker saber. But the ones that they pump out at Disneyland and Disney World are freaking awesome, though.
Yeah.
But they look great though. Like, and then you can swap out the Kyber crystals, right? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is really cool.
Yeah, dude, I was like this close actually the last time I was in Disney. I just came off I think it was the Millennium Falcon ride, and like you go in like into the stores afterwards, and like I saw a kid building it. I'm like,
have you seen the process though? Like how that works? Like they do this whole ceremony, so it's kind of cool. And at the end, you like raise your lightsabers and all that.
It's a whole fucking experience, bro. Like Disney does it right.
Yeah, they know what they're doing, man. They know how to make it. And I think that's what, in a sense, you're paying for as well.
Now,
but I heard they're gonna like ban light. Oh, I'm sorry, but I heard they're gonna ban lightsabers. I don't know. I gotta talk to my cousin about that. But like, you can't bring in lightsabers. You can. It's just kind of weird. I don't know how that's gonna be.
I mean, I could see why, like, probably like diehard fans want to like bust out fucking lightsaber fights in the middle of fucking Disney Square.
Yeah, yeah. Start fighting. You're like, God damn it. There's probably one guy who just ruined it. He ruined it for everyone, man. Yeah.
No, I guarantee it was a Karen, bro. Like one guy just swing, a Karen just walked into that saber, like, oh my god.
Yeah, wait a minute, like then like talk to, and then there you go, it's done. There's no more sabers at Disneyland.
I mean, but they do an experience. So like I know the I'm not sure if in Cali it's already open, but in Orlando the Star Wars like hotel that they're designing like it still hasn't opened.
Yeah.
Has it opened in Cali?
They shut it down, man. So
they shut it down.
So literally, from my knowledge, what happened is they wanted to open it near, like, we had a Rainforest Cafe there, which I freaking love that restaurant. It was just a cool experience there. They shut down Rainforest Cafe. They shut down all these, like, the movie theater in downtown Disney, and they're going to open like a Star Wars themed hotel there. But I guess the city of Anaheim came in. And don't quote me on this, but from what I heard, like, they pretty much said, like, no, we're not going to allow you to build this because it's going to take away, like, business around the whole community. You know, all the other hotels that are nearby. You know, because now it's another hotel there. You know,
Now,
that would, you know,
what are the restrictions at Disney right now in Cali?
we're closed, man. Disneyland's completely closed. It's been closed since March, so it's crazy. I don't know when we're gonna open. I know Florida, they're open, right?
Yeah, right now Florida residents can go in, but nobody else.
Oh wow. I wouldn't be surprised if they do something like that. My cousin currently works there, and he was telling me that they're prepping for it open. Like, there's hand washing stations like every 15 feet. There's stickers for social distancing and stuff. But as of right now, no sign of when they're gonna open. So I'm a Disney pass holder, so I used to go, like, dude, like, once a week. I literally go for coffee, dude. Like, no pun intended, but I would literally go just to get coffee, hang out. My girlfriend works there too, so we would just grab some food, hang out and stuff. So it's been crazy, man. It's been a crazy 6 months, you know.
Yeah, I turn into a kid every time I go in, and like right now, like my parents and I we're planning to make a trip this month because we live in Puerto Rico, but we also have a residency in Florida, so we still count as Florida residents.
Oh no! Oh, so you would be able to technically go then, right?
Yeah, so we'll be able to go in, and like Eddie and Tia, well, Tia has been into Disney a couple of times since the quarantine, and it's a fucking dreamland now, bro. No fucking lines, no fucking hassle.
Yeah. Is it reservation based?
Yeah, so you do have to reserve.
In a way, I'm okay with that. Like I said, like, for me, we just opened our gyms over here in California, and, like, it's not reservation based, but they do limit the amount of people that go in. And in a way, it's kind of nice because you go in and you can get all your workouts done, like, no problem, and just head out. Like, and, you know, prior to that, it would just be hectic, dude, like, to try to get any kind of workout, you know. So it is nice. I mean, it is what it is. I hope we do open soon because I know, like, 20,000 people are getting laid off at the Disney parks, which is terrible, man. I have a few buddies that are worried about their jobs, so it's nuts what's going on over here. But hopefully they open up soon.
Yeah, man. Not to get into politics, but Trump, we need those stimulus checks. Like, I know you freaking held them off until after the elections, but some people are hurting.
I know, man. We're not a lot. I think a lot of people, man, and I don't even think it's just financially. I think, like, emotionally too. Obviously, like, I think people tend to forget how emotionally this pandemic is also affecting people rather than just, you know, physically or financially. Yeah, man.
And it's still weird. Like right now, for me, we in Puerto Rico, we went into quarantine pretty early compared to the States. Like we were locked down like pretty early, and like now everything's open, man. And I still hear people like you and Pierre telling me like, no, I can't do this, I can't do that. I'm like, shit, I'm going to the movie theaters tomorrow to see Tenet.
Dude, I know. And we just opened theaters, but it keeps opening and closing, man. I'm like, dude, I feel like I don't think people realize how much damage it's doing to the film industry, man. Like, could you imagine trying to even be a musician right now? Like for me, selling T-shirts, it's hard. Like, people aren't buying. I mean, we're doing pretty good for the most part, but, you know, we struggle a lot because T-shirts, like, people aren't buying clothes because it's like, where are you gonna wear your clothes to? You know, like, a lot of people are still stuck at home. You know, like, there's no social life. You know? So a lot of the industry is just getting shut down, man. Like, in every place, like T-shirts, movies, music industry. I'm sure the podcast industry is not too bad though. You know, like, everyone's got time to listen. So.
Yeah, man. Like I was gonna tell you that earlier. Like you got into IG like at the right time, dude. Like because of the quarantine, like the pandemic, as horrible as it sounds, I'm not trying to, you know, praise all the freaking things that we've gone through. But what's become gaming streamers, podcasts, YouTubers, even toy photography, like everything's blown up that's digital right now. Just because people have the time to actually sit down and actually dedicate to mastering this craft, and people actually have the time to actually be on their phones and actually view and admire all these different things.
Yeah. No, I agree. And look, at the end of the day, bad things happen, and this is clearly something that's terrible that's going on. But we're making the best of it, man. And I feel like there is a light at the end of the tunnel for all of us. And what we're doing right now, I think we're just really trying to make best of a terrible situation. And this could, I mean, in a way, like doing this toy photography thing is like seriously one of the best things I've done personally. It's just because it's so fun and interesting. It's challenging. I love the fact that there's a community out there that share the same views as us. When it comes to this like art form. It's so niche, man. Like whenever I tell people toy photography, I'm like, all right, it's exactly how it sounds. We're taking pictures of toys, but with a little bit of spice to it. So.
But we're having fun with it.
Exactly. There you go.
But getting back into toy photography, what advice would you give new toy photographers getting into the game right now?
I think the best advice I can give, man, is to just stay persistent, man. Keep posting. Eventually, people will notice when you keep posting. And also, just don't be afraid to reach out. Like when I first started, I was reaching out to people left and right. Like it's funny. I'll go back to like other toy photographers' page, like, and I'll go to like my messages and I'll scroll down and I remember reaching out to them, asking them about this, asking them about lighting techniques, asking about like, hey, like what was your camera settings here? Hey, like so just don't be afraid to reach out and just go for it, man. Try to have fun. But always, in my opinion, it's like just look at people's work and just kind of learn from it, man. That's what I did, you know. So persistency is always key, though, and I remember I was talking to Big T Photography about this. Like, even if you're not too hot on something, just post it. There's probably gonna be someone out there that likes it, and sometimes like I'll look at a post and like I'll go to sleep and I'm like I wake up the next day and I'm like, you know what, I actually kind of like this post now. Like and the day before that I did it. So just try it, just try to have fun, because I think that's what I got in a rut for a little bit, maybe like 6 months in. I was like, man, creatively I don't feel as good about it, and uh, my girlfriend reminded me like, John, like when you started this, you were doing it because you were having fun. Like, don't forget to have fun with it. So people who are just starting to just go out there, try to just post, be consistent, be persistent, reach out to people, and just have fun. And just don't forget to have fun, because that's what's going to stop you. And I know we always compare to other, everyone compares. Like, let's be honest here. We always say, oh, don't compare your work to other people's work. Like, it's fine to compare because it's going to happen, but just learn from it. Don't take it like a chip on your shoulder. Just be inspired by other people's work. And I just feel like if you have a good attitude, you can make it, with just respect and a good attitude. So
Definitely agree. And as well, just to chime into your advice as well, guys, when you reach out to someone and you ask for their critique or their advice, keep an open mind. Like, they're not giving you bad critiques or telling you to change something to hurt you. They're trying to help you out, man. So just keep an open mind. Know that sometimes it's gonna hurt, the critiques, but it's only there to help you improve and to move forward, man. And going back to Big T, man, because that man's a fucking guru when it comes to the advice.
Yeah.
If you're not doing this to become an influencer or, someone connected to one of these big companies, dude, don't go in here for the likes, the follows, and the features. Just go in for fun. If you are doing this to become an influencer and someone, big within the community, then definitely, go for the likes, go for the follows, but you have to keep an open mind to evolving and changing with the times, man, because things change every single day.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And like, look, if people do want to try to become an influencer in this community, and my advice to that, do like, yeah, of course, pay attention to your brand and building that and all that, but just stay humble, man, because people will appreciate that. And a lot of times people will come back to your page because they know you're a decent guy. You help out, you comment, you share, and just really, my advice is just build that support foundation of people that will that will support your work, and vice versa, man. And I think that always happens to people when they start to grow a page, or they start to, like, get a little bit more confidence under them. They lose that. That's something I try not to do, man. I think we all try not to do that, but it's unfortunate that sometimes people, ego will get involved, and it makes the environment toxic, and everyone, no, who likes a toxic
And I'll agree. Like I honestly do it as wholeheartedly for the fun. But sometimes when you put so much work and effort into a shot and it doesn't get as many likes as something that you
Dude.
didn't try as hard, it hurts and it sucks, man. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't get it sometimes, man. There's some shots like where I'm like, okay, this is whatever, I'm just gonna throw it up, and it does so well, and I'm like, why is this doing so well? Like, I don't get it. And then, like, my other shot where I'm like, man, this took me like an hour to set up, and it just didn't get as appreciated, man. Like, it's the struggle, dude. But hey, what are you gonna do? We
I mean,
all
sometimes it's as simple as just the IG algorithm fucking you over, man. I don't think it's really
100%.
people. I think it's just sometimes just that IG algorithm and like when you post, the time, the day.
Yeah, it's weird, man, because so one of my older posts, I posted maybe like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I'm still getting likes for it, and I was like, where is these likes coming from? But I realized, like, a lot of people save that post, because you can look at your insights, and like I had maybe like 40 people save that post, and I think that just kind of like, it probably made Instagram push it more, because okay, people are saving this, clearly they like it, so we're gonna just expose it to more people. I don't know how that works.
Does that bother you, dude? Because like sometimes when I see people like bookmarking or saving my posts, I'm like, who are you?
Yeah, I wish it was one of those things where it's like Snapchat, where you could, like, who's saving your stuff, like like Snapchat, you could be screenshot it. It's like, oh, hey, like, that person screenshotted your work. I know. I wonder, man. There's times where I'm like 60 people like bookmark this, like, who, like, why, and why did you bookmark this? Like, but hey, man, I bookmark stuff all the time. Like I said, I always like to bookmark things and look back at other people's posts and think, okay, like, how the hell did they do this? And that's why I love when people post those behind the scenes videos too, because like, being able to see how they executed the shot just makes it that much, like, you appreciate it a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. I bookmark a lot of stuff as well. Like Jason B. Michael right now, he's like I think he's like an influencer right now from Mezco. I'm not 100% sure, but Mezco is sending him free shit. Um, he
That's the
he
life
does
right there,
phenomenal.
man.
He does phenomenal shots, dude. And I bookmark a lot of his stuff to like get ideas, get inspiration. I've
Yeah,
tagged him. I've sent a couple of my shots, and like he's also like giving me tips and pointers. Um, but yeah, man, it's never a bad thing to like bookmark something just to get ideas and get inspiration and motivation. Like even Rob, dude, like Rob does simple portrait shots, but
yeah.
sometimes like I push myself out of my comfort zone to actually get something as clean as and crisp as he does.
Dude, and it's tough. I do the same thing with a lot of people's work. Like, I'll look at, like, how they light it. What did they do in terms of where were their lights, things like that. There's some people who do like light painting for lighting. Like, I know a lot of the Indonesian toy photography community, the way that they light their shots are insane. You need to see one of the behind the scenes videos, because I don't want to get too nerdy about it, but like, they're taking like a 10-second photo, and they're lighting the photo within that 10 seconds, which is nuts. So literally, it's completely dark. They take the photo, the picture takes 10 seconds to actually snap the shot, and they're lighting everything while the photo is being taken. And it just creates a whole different look, which is
Yeah,
freaking awesome.
I think I told you about this as well. MCU Collector.
Yeah,
Um, he did a live last night where he was messing around with some figures, and he was like some of his figures have light up features, but he doesn't use them. What he does is he takes like a laser pointer. So if like the eyes are supposed to be red, he puts a laser pointer on the eyes,
that's, I love that,
does
man.
the whole
That,
light painting.
yeah, the great thing about his stuff is he does absolutely no Photoshop. I know that's like the thing, right? I think that's what he put on his page. Like, he's all about not doing Photoshop, which is freaking awesome, dude. Yeah, tangible effects. That's what he put on there. So that's so cool how he does that, man. Because I love that. I just Photoshop it in, man. We're good. Just throw in a light, But no, I try to do practical stuff. I blow things up.
I'm sorry, ACBA is just a lot easier Photoshop.
I know. I know, man. It's just I understand. But hey, in a weird way, it's helped me with my stuff. Like I've learned I say like 75% of the stuff that I've learned is because I was photoshopping this in toy photography book. So it's helping out with my other work as well, like non toy photography.
Well, John, we want to thank you for all your toy photography advice and the questions that we did ask you within your collection and toy photography. We're getting ready to jump into ads right now. So one more time for those people out there, where could they find your shirts, your film shirts and your retro shirts?
Yeah. So first of all, my actual Instagram is _aesthetic1. You can say aesthetic1 either or. If you want to see my merch, I do sell T-shirts on film.tees. So if you go to Instagram, film.tees, TEES, you'll be able to find my shirts there. Also, I just started another page called Retro Aesthetics. So it's retro.aesthetics and then .official. So that's our Instagram name. And you'll be able to, there's a link in there that will link you directly to all the T-shirts that we sell. So I pump out, dude, like at one point I was doing like 10 designs a week, dude. So I'm working to get a bunch of cool designs out there. So if you guys want to take a look at that, I would greatly appreciate it, man.
You don't see it right now, but right under you, your name is going to be there. And then the Film Tees website and the
Film
Retro
Tees,
Tees website
yeah.
going to be there.
Yeah, there you go. I'll wherever it is, I'll like point at it here,
Right there.
Something like that. Right there, But yeah. But that's all my pages for now. But I'm working on a couple other stuff, man. Just like I'm trying to get like some film, some aesthetic one merch out there, and I don't know. I'm working, trying to figure out where to take my page.
All right. Well, we'll be right back with those ads. After those ads, sorry, into our Beyond section. So thanks, guys. And we're back from those ads. Wasn't so bad, right? So yeah, no Eddie today. Unfortunately, this is Eddie's favorite section, where he usually uses that weird horn sound, but he's not here. But yeah, let's start off with everyone's favorite Batman. So we've actually got first look at the Batman film at DC Fandom. We've also got like a large interview with Matt Reeves, where I feel like I got more from that interview with Matt Reeves than I did from the actual trailer. Like he painted the whole movie for me, and like he did it like no other director has done. We've also recently got a lot more set pictures in these last couple of days, and yeah, man, we just I feel like you and me haven't been able to actually talk about this film, so I just want to take some time to actually sit down and hear your thoughts on it, and I'm gonna share mine as well. So yeah, so far from what you've seen on the trailer and set pictures, what do you think, man?
To be honest, dude, like as a lifelong diehard Batman fan all of my life, I feel like from everything that Matt Reeves is saying, with it being a very detective, personal driven storyline, very grounded, it seems like they're not going to go really into like the supernatural stuff. It's going to be just like the Bat universe and the Bat universe only. This is, to me, shaping out to be the Batman movie we all wanted, like the Batman movie we all deserve in a way. And I love the Nolan verse. Don't get me wrong. Now it was a little more the realistic Christopher Nolan route, which is fine. But I was like, I still wish it was a little bit more like a comic booky kind of Batman. Then I do love the Batfleck verse. I'm a hardcore Batfleck fan, and unfortunately, the way it all played out, it didn't. I don't know if we're going to be getting any more of his Batman, but that had a little bit more of the comic book kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like comic booky, like he's a little bit more like when his fighting style is a little bit more not exaggerated, but you know what I'm trying to say, more action packed and stuff. So, dude, for me, I think tone wise, the direction that they're taking it, the director that they chose, and just the style, like I'm hooked. I'm all in, man. This is the Batman movie I've been wanting for a long time. So
and same as me, like I don't want to shit on the Nolan universe. I don't want to shit on the Tim Burton one.
Yeah.
But this is the first actual time that I've actually felt like I am actually in Gotham, like the Gotham that we got from the animated series, the Gotham we got from the comics.
Yeah.
Like with the Nolan universe, I just felt like I was in Chicago, Manhattan.
It felt a little too realistic. But again, I think the universe, I mean, the story that they told in the Nolan verse obviously was amazing. However, again, this feels like the comic, like it's coming right out of the comic books. You know, kind of like what we got with Affleck. To be honest with you, I felt like we were going in that direction, but you know, things happen unfortunately. You know, but dude, I'm
like,
hooked, man.
For me, Affleck was like straight out of those Arkham games and mixed with the comics, and you can really tell that he loves Batman. Like the passion that he tried to put into Ben Affleck as well as Batman, like you could tell that this man actually loved this. And from what I saw, what he was doing with the script, we were actually going to get a Deathstroke on the big film.
I know.
We don't know when that will happen, but that would have been fucking awesome.
There's all these rumors circulating, you know, like I feel like if you were to ever go to Joe Manganiello and say, hey, Deathstroke, are you in? He'd be down. Like it seems like he's like that passionate about the character, and he probably knows the potential of what could have been with that Deathstroke. And who knows, man? I mean, great thing about Slade is he's an old guy, so you know, the older Joe Manganiello gets, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Like he can still play Slade as long as he keeps shape. I hope they do something with him because that last 15, 20 seconds of Justice League, seeing that Deathstroke, to me, the best Deathstroke I've ever seen. Like I'm always gonna love Manu Bennett. I think he's probably my favorite interpretation of him overall, you know. But seeing Joe Manganiello at the end of that boat scene, I was like, this is Deathstroke to me in terms of like physical presence and feel and everything, and like the look and everything like that. You know, he's a big guy. Joe Manganiello is what, like 6'5" or something. I don't know. He's a beast. You know, so to go toe to toe with Ben Affleck's Batman, who's Ben's probably like 6'2", 6'3". Like, dude, I would have loved to see something like that happen. They were talking about it for a while, actually. Sorry, but Gareth Evans, the director. He did. I think it's Gareth Evans. He did. I don't know. Have you ever seen the movie The Raid before?
The Raid, yeah.
The Raid Redemption. Yeah, he wanted to do a Deathstroke movie apparently, but it got shut down. But because The Raid has some of the best fight scenes I've ever seen in film ever. So could you imagine Deathstroke fighting in that kind of way? Like, it'd be nuts. My bad, dude. Go ahead.
That'd be badass. But I forget. You just literally just said the actor's name from the CW verse.
Manu Bennett.
Yeah, I just felt he was like appearance-wise, I liked him as a Deathstroke. I just felt that he didn't have the physique. Like I felt like that suit was like a lot of freaking stuffing, and like he just didn't fill it up just like Joe did. Like Joe, fucking that guy. No homo, but that guy's fucking ripped and has a
he's
body.
A legit freaking beast. And I think it's also because what made it a little bit harder to believe Manu Bennett's presence was because he's a little bit short. I mean, he's kind of short. He's not short. He's my height. He's like 5'11", I think, 5'10". But in comparison to Stephen Amell, who's like 6'2", like, when we think Deathstroke, I mean, he's technically the evil Captain America. Like, he's a super soldier that he's not evil, but, he does what he wants. So, you need that presence to him. And that's what I think Joe really brought, and unfortunately, I don't know what they're going to do with it, man, but I hope they do something, I really do, because there's even talks of them doing like another Jared Leto Joker, like with Margot, and I don't know, that's a whole mess. So
now, real quick, since we dived into this Deathstroke conversation, in your opinion, Deathstroke versus Taskmaster, who would win?
You know what? I'm just biased, dude. I'm Deathstroke's like my number 2 guy in terms of my favorite villain of all time. But I would say freaking Deathstroke, man. That's my dude. I know. They always compare them to because they do kind of have similar like ways of fight. Taskmaster uses a sword too, right? I'm not the biggest Taskmaster.
He uses a sword, but I think the advantage Taskmaster would have is just that he actually learns the moves and can adapt and counter them so much
That's
faster.
right. That's his thing, right? Like he can like yeah. So you know what? I think he would definitely put up a good fight. But you know I'm gonna go with Slade, man. That's my boy.
Now, I wouldn't count Slade out, dude, but that would be a good fight. That and the Sun get it
Yeah,
done.
I know. Come on, guys.
But yeah, going back to the set pictures, like right now, like the recent picture that was released today was he's on top of like a watchtower. So I'm not sure if they're teasing that the watchtower is actually going to be like a part of this movie instead of him being like in the Batcave. He's like literally coming out of like a secret tunnel in the watchtower and like opening up his fucking cave to
I
like
don't think
float
I
out.
saw that, man. Like, yeah, if you can send that to me, I would love to take a look at it. I don't think I saw that one. I saw him in his bathrobe though, just chilling, dude. I know that was a stunt double, but
The Bat
just chilling.
PJs.
Bat PJs, man, just hanging out, you know. But I know we're yeah. Send me that photo when you can. I would love to check it out. But we have to talk about Penguin. Man. We need
We have to talk about what? I'm sorry.
about Penguin. You know?
Oh yeah, bro. Colin Farrell is unrecognizable, bro, but he looks phenomenal.
Yeah. The funny thing is, they could have got any actor. There's plenty of actors that I'm sure that look like that, you know, but that and they didn't have to do the prosthetics. But dude, props to them, man. I mean, you know, you got Colin Farrell, who's you know, he's definitely you know a big time actor to like just transform himself into just a different kind of. He doesn't even look like Colin Farrell as a person. He just looks like a different person. It's insane. Like usually, you know, there's some makeup effects where I'm like, I can tell it's prosthetic, but dude, this just looks like a different guy, man. You know. And what I absolutely like love about this Penguin so far, and I hope they go into this, it just feels like a more serious take on this on the Penguin character. I know, you know, we had the DeVito was a little bit more comic booky in terms of it being a little ridiculous. Like he bleeds black and he bites the heads off of fishes. He was literally like a penguin humanoid almost, you know, and which is fine, you know, but I want them to do this mobster type of penguin where he's like Penguin is just his nickname, you know, like that's like his mobster name, and you know, it's no different than what they used to call Al Capone. They called him Scarface. Like that was just kind of his nickname. So it feels like that's where they're going, man. I'm so hooked. I'm so hyped for this. Like I'm so hyped that I'm afraid I'm gonna kill the movie for myself, man, because I'm so hyped for this, you know.
I mean, they have a lot of big actors in this movie. Like,
They have a lot of star power, man, for sure.
yeah, I'm worried. Well, I'm only worried about one actor in particular ruining this role for me, but I'm excited for another. So Andy Serkis as Alfred, I'm super fucking excited to see that man as Alfred
Yeah,
because I feel like they're gonna give us. Did you ever see the Gotham series?
yeah, yeah.
All right. In the Gotham series, that Alfred was a badass. Like he was
He
ex-military,
was legit. Yeah, yeah.
SAS. So I feel like with this one, we could possibly get something like that, where like he's the one training Batman and he's the one, you know, being a badass. Like I remember I saw like a comic clip. I forgot where it was. I think I was Googling some Batman images and Batman was like all fucked up and like he calls Alfred. He's like, Alfred, I need your help. And Alfred like immediately grabs the cow, puts on the cow, and like hops into the Batmobile.
It's
I
freaking
guess to like,
hilarious. Yeah,
in case anyone saw him, to you know, just not identify him as Alfred. But yeah, bro, I would love to see a badass Alfred on screen.
yeah, man. Oh, I always love when they give him that kind of background. I always think it's really interesting because I think the story that they usually do is that Alfred's like dad was originally like the butler for like Thomas and Martha Wayne, and then something happened, and basically he leaves the military and you know helps Bruce out. And I like that idea of him having those kind of tactics because he's the man in the ear, you know, like he's the one in that Batman's usually taking some pointers from, or he's you know he's like the second guy on the mission with Batman. So, dude, I'm stoked for Andy Serkis to be freaking Alfred. I hope he has a pretty major role because Andy Serkis is freaking amazing. You know, they don't. Clearly, he's always a guy, you know, with like the special effects or whatever. He's like Gollum. Who else? He's been a lot of people. Wasn't he the dragon in Lord of the Rings too? In The Hobbit.
I think so.
Wasn't he? Yeah, and Andy Serkis is just freaking awesome. So Dude, major actors in this movie for sure. Zoe Kravitz, Catwoman. She looks stunning, you know.
Yeah. Now the one person I am worried about is John. I'm gonna mess up his last name, so I'm not even gonna try. He's playing Carmine Falcone.
Oh, Cody, because he's like a comedic actor to me. I don't know. That's what I think.
Yeah.
You know? So maybe he's trying to like kind of stray away from that. But
I
I
mean,
know.
from what we saw, he looks exactly like Carmine Falcone. He's just not as big. He's like a little bit skinnier.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how. Like, I don't know. But well,
Well,
it's
let's
just one of
see.
those things
I
like
don't
we have to
know.
see.
Yeah, and I wonder what his role is going to be because there is that set photo of like all, I don't know if that's a scene that they're filming or if it was just like a shot of them just kind of. I mean, maybe they were just kind of like waiting around, but like it's like Pattinson's there. Oh, so Bruce Wayne, Penguin, Zoe Kravitz, like Selena's there, and Carmine Falcone. They're all like, I think it's like a funeral scene that they're filming
Yeah.
or
By the way,
something. And
where I'm seeing the set photos, just in case you want to pull it up, I'm on IMDb.
oh, really? It's straight up
Yeah.
on there. Yeah. But yeah, dude, I'm freaking so excited for this damn movie. It's unfortunate that I got pushed back though, 2022. You know.
But they don't have that set photo I was talking to you about. I'm looking at someone else's IG page that's like posting all the set photos, but his page is private, so I can't send them to you right now.
No
But
worries.
I'll screenshot them later.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Um,
What about you? Anybody of the actor list right now that worries you?
um, honestly, no, man. I think I'm pretty sold on most of the cast. Carmine Falcone was the only one that I remember, and I was like, oh, really? Like, all right, I guess whatever, it's fine. Like, I know. I mean, I like Falcone. He's like a cool like mob boss, but I was never like a hardcore fan of him. So as like a character, you know. What I would actually love is kind of like what they do in Gotham. How you know how Penguin kind of it's like his slow rise to power in the mob world of Gotham. You know, like kind of taking out Falcone. Like there's really good elements of that TV show, man. Like there's some
Yeah.
really wacky, weird elements, and when it got weird, it got freaking weird. But there was some amazing stuff though, like for sure in that show.
Like
Like
the
I don't know,
Bane.
like yeah, I don't know, yeah. I loved actually the Joe Chill stuff. I don't know if you remember that, like when he meets the guy that killed his parents or whatever. I thought
Yeah.
all of that was like literally like in my eyes, that's how I would imagine it playing out. Like I love the story, but then it got weird with like Jeremiah and I don't know. Twins. I don't know why I always hate twin storylines. You know, it's like, oh, this person has a twin, and it just always feels like a cop out. You know?
It is. It's because they always throw that spin how one twin is good and then the other twin is evil, and it's like it.
Yeah, it just feels
Yeah.
cheap.
Um, but yeah, I like more. I like that series more for the buildup of the actual villains than Batman's buildup. Because it's like you've gotten Batman stories so many times. Yeah, they try to throw their like own spin and twist to it, but like the way that the Riddler was developed in that show, the way that Penguin was developed in that show, I was more a fan of Riddler, honestly, like the way he came up and stuff. Solomon Grundy was stupid.
Yeah, Riddler, Penguin, those two really stood out to me.
Yeah.
Like standouts of the show for sure. Grundy, no, Jesus. What was that one guy became Grundy, right? Penguin's right hand. Oh no, what's that guy's name now?
Butch.
But yeah, Butch. Yeah, he became. Oh Jesus.
He had like 3 different roles in the show. He became like a right hand man. He became Butch.
Yeah.
He became Solomon Grundy. And he became like anti Solomon Grundy. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing, man?
Yeah, but I did like Jerome though. I think do you remember that Jerome Carnival episode where it was like the evil carnival? That was honestly one of my favorite freaking episodes. It was like you know Jerome was good as Joker when Mark Hamill shouts him out. You know,
Yeah.
says, you know, I mean, if you get freaking Mark Hamill to tell you that you're doing a good job as Joker, I think you're doing something.
I mean that laugh and like what he brought to that character was honestly like really psychotic, which is what you need for the Joker.
Oh, 110%, for sure.
But yeah, let's check out other set photos from what I've seen here and see what we can like digest from the movie. So we got, like you said, it's Carmine Falcone walking with Selena. It looks like they're at a funeral.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw this, but like Selena's hat, like at the top, actually looks like cat ears.
Oh, I know. This is kind of
Yeah,
cool. You know what I was surprised about? I don't know if that's a wig or something, but I thought they were gonna go the short hair route with Selena. You know, like I know in that shot she has long hair.
I'm pretty sure it's one of those like I'm gonna go crazy, cut my hair, and then go all
And
Catwoman.
now I'm Selena kind of thing. Yeah. I love short hair Selena. You know, I think she's gonna do great, man. I don't have my doubts about her as Selena. She definitely fits that profile.
Now,
I mean, I know we haven't talked.
No, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, no,
Sorry,
I was going to talk about Pattinson, but I feel like we could save that for another segment.
I actually was gonna jump into Pattinson now, so perfect fucking segue.
Okay.
So rumors are that he got COVID, but then there's other people saying that the COVID thing was from the studios just to cover up that he's not making the weight. Right now, from what I'm looking at the product shots, it's not him in the bat suit. It's the stunt double. So, do you think that it's a personal reason that he's not doing the weight, or he just can't get there?
That's what I don't know, man. I know he was very vocal on saying that. Oh yeah, I don't really have like a bat workout or anything like that. You know, in terms of like getting into shape or whatever. And for me, I'm just like, look, Robert, like I know, you maybe you want to do what you want to do, but you are becoming Batman here, and like I hope it's not a personal decision that he doesn't want to make the weight, rather than like, out of like, cause screw it, like a lack of passion versus like maybe it's hard for him to reach a weight. Cause I know he's like a thinner dude. I know a lot of thin dudes that it's hard for them to put on muscle. Like for me, because I'm a bigger dude, like I gain fat easily. Like I feel like I can put muscle on, no problem, but it's hard for me to lose the weight. And it's usually reversed for guys that tend to be thinner. It's like harder for them to put that muscle on. So I don't know, man. I hope he does. If the studios do want him to put on muscle, I really hope he goes for it, man. Because I mean, if you think about it, you do have to be. If you're Batman, and you're fighting crime every goddamn day. You got to be in physical shape.
I mean, I'm looking at it from a different perspective because, like, if you look at Batman Year One in the comics and even like some of the animated films that they did, he's a lot skinnier than let's say like 8 years down the road.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm not saying that he doesn't have to make the weight, but I feel that right now, like how he looks doesn't look bad for a Year One Batman.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
If he's going to continue with this, then yeah, definitely, my dude, you're going to have to, start doing those pumping irons.
Pumping irons, man. Yeah, I agree. I think I don't. I mean, when I saw him in the suit, I did not for once think, oh, that's small Batman. But at the end of the day, he's wearing armor and stuff. Like, when it comes to padded suits, you just got to be careful. You don't want like a Shazam kind of look. You know how, like, don't get me wrong, Zachary Levi put on a lot of muscle, but there was some padded muscle. Obviously.
Yeah, it wasn't all him.
Yeah.
And the other thing
not all Cavill's, man. Cavill, like, I feel like it's just like ridiculous, man. But anyways.
Yeah, they just put a fucking skin suit on him. He's done.
Yeah, just hate him, dude. They're like, oh, dude, he looks exactly like Superman.
So, Paul Dano? It's Dano, right?
Riddler. Yeah, I think it's Dano.
So right now, from what we got of the product shots, it doesn't look like we're gonna get him in a traditional like Riddler outfit. Like right now, they gave you like a back shot of his outfit, and he's just wearing like a regular winter coat. He has the question mark, and then he has like arrows pointing towards the question mark. He's big. You need to see this, right?
Yeah, like I saw a lot of these set photos, but holy crap, I didn't see all this. I'm gonna look it up. But go ahead.
But yeah, he's wearing like parachute pants, and it looks like construction boots, dude. And then he's just wearing like a ski mask and the sunglasses. I feel like that's what we're gonna get for Joker, at least for the first movie. I mean, sorry, not for Joker, for Riddler, for the first movie. But yeah, man, I just love the choice of choosing London for Gotham, because like I feel like that's the best interpretation of that you can get for Gotham. So I think Matt Reeves is like an excellent choice when it came to picking that.
Yeah,
Um,
well, the good thing about London, it has that age to it, man. Obviously, a lot of these buildings have been around for like some more than 100 years, probably. At this point. So I think it definitely brings that it brings that type of like gothic feel to it. No pun intended. To
yeah,
Gotham.
but it also looks like like if you're looking at the Bat Tower or the tower that he's like standing in, because we don't know if it's the Bat Tower confirmed. There's like a big ass gargoyle on top, and it looks like there was something that was added just for the movie. It doesn't look like
Oh, dude,
it's
yeah,
something natural from the architect.
dude, that's cool as hell, man. Dude, I need to.
I think
Where are you getting these set photos, man? I'm like looking everywhere, man. Holy crap.
I don't know where this man got these set photos, but I've been following this guy for a while on Instagram. His name is Mr. Jones Big Smoothie Forever. Um,
I
yeah, I
got
only
it.
followed him because he liked a couple of my shots, and like he posts like a lot of Batman stuff. To be honest, sometimes he posts way too much. But yeah, he
Dude,
gave me
15,000
interesting stuff
posts.
to
Holy
talk
crap.
about.
Yeah, 15,000 posts, man. That's nuts.
Yeah, but his site is blocked, like his page is blocked, so you have to like request to
Yeah, I
follow
know.
him. But don't
Hopefully he
worry,
has me.
I'll screenshot this. I'll add it into the podcast, and you'll be able to see it later.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, anything else you want to chime in for the Batman movie?
You know what? Look. Oh, okay. I found the gargoyle stuff. Holy crap. Huh. All right, we'll see. Let me just say this. Uh, when it comes to Pattinson, I have faith in him, dude. I do. I really do. I think I've seen a lot of his other acting ability through like his other, he did a lot of indie film stuff and things like that. I don't know. I'm all in for him as Batman. I'm all in for Gordon. I don't know, man. I'm just super stoked about this movie because it's mainly because I love Matt Reeves. I think he's honestly he's a very underrated filmmaker, man. I feel like people don't talk about his style as much, but to me, Matt Reeves is one of those directors like when he's like Christopher Nolan to me in terms of whenever Matt Reeves is directing a movie, I'm usually down to watch it because it's Matt Reeves, and I like his style. I like his tone. I think it's different. I think I don't know. Batmania, man, is coming back, dude. I feel it. So
All right. Well, unfortunately, I think Eddie, this is the reason why you're avoiding us and not being on this podcast. We're going to talk a little bit about Doom Patrol.
yeah,
Um, we're going to try our best in this segment right now to convince you, Eddie, to watch Doom Patrol. And don't give me excuses that you don't have HBO Max. I'll give you my access.
there it is. See, he's already gonna give you the like. There's all you gotta do is just punch it in now. The email and password. That's it. Done.
So I've been slacking because I've been watching like a lot of other things, and I'm like literally down to the last two episodes. But I've just
Yeah,
been like binge watching The Boys.
yeah.
So I can't fully chime in just because I didn't finish the second season, but I did finish the first season, and the first season is what made me fall in love with this show. What could you say to convince Eddie to watch Doom Patrol?
The best thing, and I'm sure people say this all the time, but there's just no other show like Doom Patrol. It's literally a freaking acid trip, but it also has probably some of the greatest character development that I've ever seen in my life. Like honestly, it's in terms of like developing characters, especially season one. I mean, it's to me, it's an art house film put on acid. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it's so weird and bizarre, and it's so funny because I remember watching like a reaction video to the season two trailer, and the reactor was like, "This trailer is good if you watch this show. This trailer is freaking amazing if you watch this show because it's one of those shows where it's like when you watch like a trailer for it, it doesn't really do it justice because you won't get it until you watch it. And all I'm telling you, Eddie, is just watch that first pilot, and that pilot will be will convince you for sure. Like it's just it's so different, you know. It's super different, and from a writer's standpoint, it's a really beautifully written story. It's but it's also really creative, you know. And it's one of those shows where you're like, I feel like they had a really large like chalkboard and they just wrote out the story and like had arrows pointing to where like, oh, this scene's gonna be in reference to this one, and like I don't know, I'm hooked. I think it's just so unique, man. That's the best word I can describe it. It's unique, it's fun, but it's also heartwarming too, and it's heart wrenching too. There's a lot of emotional scenes.
Yeah, especially the Jane like storyline.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, Eddie, I would say, dude, like I've told you many times that like this was DC's version of X-Men. But dude, it's just the character buildups of every single character, and the Professor X or the Chief on this show, like the leader of the pack, that guy's taken out in the first episode. Not taken out like he's dead, but he's taken away from the team on the first episode, and this team has never actually worked together at all. So you have 4 different personalities, 4 different people, come from 4 different timelines, don't know each other, don't like each other very much, and they have to like literally get together, work together, figure out their powers as they go to actually reach a common goal. So if that doesn't convince you, Eddie, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, Ed. You know, but yeah, it's 4 different characters that are they're just so unique, man, and they all have their issues. And I know they go into that in a lot of TV shows, but they're all over trying to combat something personally within them. And seeing them battle their own issues and at the same time try to come together and to just fit in. I mean, and all of them had terrible things happen to them to the point where they wanted to shut out from the world. So them having to come together and, you know, basically go out and try to become heroes in a weird way. It's just interesting. It's not a traditional like hero's journey, you know, but they all kind of have that arc, you know. But it's a rocky road getting there, man. And on top of it off, the villain freaking is like Mr. Nobody, man. He's like a Deadpool mixed with like I don't even know, like he multi-dimensions, all of that. So it's a lot of fun, man. It's just you're never gonna watch another show like this, man. That's what, it's so different.
But that I forget his name. It's Alan Tudyk, right? The actor.
Yeah, he's fucking awesome, dude. Alan
Tudyk he's an awesome actor. He did like I will always cherish what he did on Star Wars.
Oh, he's K2SO, man.
Yeah, being the droid, man. But like seeing him as Mr. Nobody, like it's like, bro, I want to see a show just about him.
Yeah, because he's so unique with his the way he like does his voice acting is just it's brilliant, man. He's such a character, man. But the funny thing is he's always this is not a bad thing, but he's always going to be Steve the Pirate from Steve the Pirate, man.
All right. So real quick, just to jump off to another subject, because we're running a little bit out of time, and I do want to touch a base on this. So right now, in DC fandom, we got that they were explaining how different Flashes and different characters can actually interact and not survive, but actually exist in one world. So they're opening up the multiverse within DC, and Spider-Man and the Marvel Universe already had that idea of opening up the multiverse with Doctor Strange. And we just got confirmation that Tobey's coming back as Spider-Man in Spider-Man 3. With him coming back, how do you think Marvel fans are going to react, like having 2? I think it's going to be all 3 of them on the big screen, right? Andrew's going to be there as well.
Yeah, so I don't know how confirmed it is. I know it's very, very majorly confirmed that it's going to happen, but I haven't seen any of the full-on mainstream outlets do. I feel like they're going to do it for sure.
Andrew hasn't been confirmed, but Tobey's 100% confirmed.
Is he for sure? Yeah, because if that's the case, holy shit. But
yeah, I didn't want. I researched it. I didn't want to bring it onto the podcast since it was, but Tobey Maguire is 100% confirmed to be on Spider-Man 3.
Oh man, all right. Let me say this. I'm all in, man. All right. I'm a Toby guy. I grew up on that shit. I was like 12 when the Spider-Man movies came out. I hope. Here's the thing. I think no matter what you say, because there's always going to be hate towards the other Spider-Man actors. Who's not going to go ape shit over seeing 2 to 3 Spider-Mans on screen at once? You
I mean,
like,
I just feel that people can't go ape shit because like after what they did in like the Spider-Verse, the animated series, the animated movie,
yeah,
sorry, like it works, man. Like
yeah,
my favorite Spider-Man may be Holland, your favorite Spider-Man may be Tobey Maguire. They're just putting them in the big screen together just so that you can know that your favorite Spider-Man doesn't mean that because this one's better or that one's better. It doesn't mean that
yeah,
one doesn't exist anymore.
yeah, exactly. And it's. I think there's a little bit of a bitterness from Toby fans towards Holland, which is I feel is unfair because they're like, well, we all know what kind of happened with Spider-Man 3, how he didn't do as well. There was supposed to be a 4. It didn't. That didn't happen. So it feels like people are always going to compare regardless. So being able to bring back an older, the Toby Spider-Man and throw him in here, and same with Andrew Garfield, man, because I feel bad what happened to him because they were on a. I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Garfield movies, but he was clearly passionate about the role. So I mean, if they give him another shot to go at it, like, dude, why not, man? Let's have fun with this thing. That's why I'm so excited for DC and Marvel to both be doing the multiverse because that's just
I mean,
healthy competition right there, man.
I wasn't like I was a fan of Andrew. I didn't like how he was like all tough and like a cool guy all of a
He's too
sudden. It was
cool,
like,
man. Yeah.
yeah.
It sounds weird, but I actually liked him better in the second one. Even though I wasn't the biggest fan of the second one, I liked him better in the second one as Spider-Man because he had a little bit more heart. Like he was just too cocky, like skateboarding kid. Like it just didn't feel like Peter to me. But uh, I always say this. This is just my personal belief. I feel like Tom Holland is the best of both worlds when it comes to being Peter. I think he's a great Peter. I think he's an awesome Spider-Man. As far as like, I have issues with Tom Holland, but when it comes to Andrew Garfield, I feel like he was a great Spider-Man, not the best Peter. But then when it comes to Toby, I think he was an amazing Peter Parker. That's my Peter Parker, like super nerdy, outcast, whatever, and a pretty good Spider-Man too. He's not. He's. I mean, you can say that he could be a little bit more cocky or a little bit. When Spider-Man puts that mask on, he becomes kind of a jokester and stuff like that. But Toby is just my favorite person out of the three.
Well, brother, I hate to cut you off, man, but we're actually running out of
Yeah.
time. Guys, if you would like to hear us talk more nerd shit, be sure to smash that like button. If we can get to 50 likes on this video, I'll convince John to get back on. We'll talk more nerd shit on the
Dude,
podcast.
for sure, man. Anytime, man.
But yeah, thank you once again, Aesthetics, for joining us, and let's wrap this bitch up. All right. So once again, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Two Collectors and Beyond podcast. You can find our IG page on Two Collectors and Beyond, where you see many video clips of our episode, live videos. You can leave us comments, support, and anything you guys may want to talk about. We're running also a Halloween contest, so be sure to hashtag us this Saturday. You can also follow our personal IG pages. I am Action Figure Guy 26. The guy that's supposed to be here is Pokey Eddie, and that guy right there is Aesthetic One. That's where we showcase our collections, do live unboxings from time to time. As always, thank you for your support. Remember, you can find us on Anchor.fm, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, most podcast platforms out there. Tell a friend, subscribe, like. Peace out, guys.
Thank you, man.